This is a Leprechaun production. Yeah, first of all, I gotta take this hat out, don't I? How about that, folks? Sometimes hats need to be adjusted. To really realize the potential of a hat, it needs to be in a form and a shape that is what it needs to be, close to what it should look like. Alright, sorry about that, folks. You remember Gerard Butler? But Gerard Butler's Leprechaun was really graphic and violent. Just the way we leprechauns like it. And lots of guns and shooting and sex, reference to sex and all kinds of nasty stuff. Remember Gerard Butler said, "Lick my nuts, eat me, bite me." It got so bad that Gerard Butler's Leprechaun got in a big fight. In fact, there were two leprechauns. One was tied to a chair. The other one popped out of a pot of gold that the other guy dragged in. Out of his own greed, dragged a pot of gold that was outside the doorstep of the house. He brought the pot of gold into the house. And all of a sudden, jumps out a leprechaun with a gun. Unfortunately, the bullets didn't kill anybody. I think the bullets just shot at least one of them dead. Have anyone seen that movie? I can't remember what it's called, but there was one scene where Gerard Butler played two nasty, foul-mouthed leprechauns. Also had reference to some woman at the end of that scene being a fairy. They like to suck on, oral sex with those men. Now, apparently, one of the men caught the female fairy, and I guess she didn't mind granting their wishes. A wish that we know is very carnal and lustful. But the leprechauns, hey! Kind of light. Cursed light, sweet boy! You won't get me gold! Me gold, me gold! Or as Warwick Davis said, me shilling. Where's me shilling? Or there'll be another killing. Where's me gold? I curse this well. My soul curse this well. Curse this well into hell. The leprechauns. Well, we know what leprechauns are. They're fairy folk. Actually, they're not really fairies. They get really insulted by that. Leprechauns are small little beings. The word leprechaun comes from the word loop-con, which means small body. So if you have a small body, you can actually be called a leprechaun. So anyone from 4 foot, I'd say anyone from 2 feet tall, all the way to 5'8", would be considered a leprechaun because they are small-bodied, small-boned people. Oh crap, that's me. I got a small body and small bones. Even though I got a really notoriously big belly, I want you to know that in my normal weight, I'm actually small-boned and a short, small person. Well, that makes me a leprechaun, doesn't it? And according to the word leprechaun, which means small body or small person, I constitute in that section of reference to that word. Because anyone who's over 6 foot is tall. If you are 6 foot and taller, oh, actually, wait a minute, 5'10" is average, that's right. So 6 foot and taller than 6 foot would be tall. 5'10" and 5 foot is considered average. So I'm below average. I'm only 5'8", which would be constituted as a leprechaun, in the words of the word leprechaun and what it means. But leprechauns were ones that were actually the little guys with beards that like to help work on people's shoes. They clean shoes, they dust the shoes off. They have some kind of shoe, like a shoe like this. You just dust it right off, clean it right off, and go like this with a shoe. Because leprechauns have an obsession about shoes. For some reason they got OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, to clean, manage, and take care of shoes. Now, why do leprechauns have this mental disorder about shoes? We'll never understand it. But we know this, folks, that leprechauns are magical. They are magical beings who love or obsessed about money and actually obsessed about gold and cleaning and taking care of your shoes. They take care of their own shoes, but they're more obsessed about taking your shoes and cleaning them up and putting them back inside your place where you keep your shoes. If you steal a leprechaun's gold, prepare for his wrath and his anger. It's like Gerard Butler's leprechaun. These darn lights. I think there's some leprechauns in here. Anyway, Gerard Butler's leprechaun was very accurately portrayed. When you get a leprechaun mad and try to attempt to take his gold, he's going to get violent, graphic language and graphic violence in reference to sexual body parts. Because that's how they get. And they're meaner than sprites, folks. You don't want to get a leprechaun mad. And don't take his gold or his shillings. We know from history, like Warwick Davis and Gerard Butler, and their versions of the leprechaun, you just don't want to get him mad. You end up dead, or something else bad might happen. It could be stuck in leprechaun's home, for instance, for years. But leprechauns can be nice folks. But according to Irish legend, we know Irish culture and legend and magical history of Ireland, leprechauns are mean, sadistic beings who are obsessed about gold and your shoes. That sounds pretty crazy or funny to folks, but leprechauns take it seriously. They don't laugh about this stuff. And human beings that laugh about it, uh-oh, that means me. Something bad could happen. I got a leprechaun's head on. So, if you wear a hat like this, there's a good chance you might be saved from a leprechaun. Anyways, folks, a top of the morning to you, and a top of the day to you, alright? Alright, indeed. Just remember the Irish leprechauns, me boyos and girls. And don't forget, don't take me gold, me precious gold, or I'll take your life. As Warwick Davis once said in the first Leprechaun movie, I like to make one of his quotes. Dilly-dilly-dee, a leprechaun to me.